In this video, we are going to talk about why mappings cannot be iterated in Solidity. Why mappings cannot be iterated in Solidity. First and foremost thing is, mappings do not store a list of keys internally. In order to understand that, first we must know how exactly the Solidity storage layout works, or what is the Solidity storage layout. In case of Solidity, inside your smart contract, there are different storage slots. These storage slots start from slot 0 and goes up till slot n. Starts from slot 0 and goes up till slot n. What is the maximum value for slot n? The maximum value for slot n is given by 2 raised to 256, which is approximately 10 raised to 77. Thus, theoretically, we can say that a smart contract has infinite storage space. This is the tricky part in case of mapping. In case of mapping, the value slot is calculated or depends on the storage slot. The value slot depends on the storage slot. Now, when we say it depends on the storage slot, what is the possible value for a storage slot? The possible value for a storage slot starts from 0 and goes up till 2 raised to 256. Starts from 0 and goes up till 2 raised to 256. How the value slot is calculated in case of a mapping? It is calculated by using the ketchak256 hash function, then encoding the key and the storage slot. So this will give you the value slot. This will give you the value slot. Let us take an example. Here we have our balances mapping. The key for this balances mapping is address and the value is unsigned integer 256. When we calculate the value slot for this balances mapping with the address vitalic.eth, right? With the address vitalic.eth, now this value slot depends on where this mapping is defined. Now this storage slot can be of either of from 0 to 2 raised to 256. Now since it is a very huge number, so by default all the storage slot starting from 0 to 256 are being set to the default value. Thus theoretically we can say a mapping has 2 raised to 256 value slots, all which are represented by the default value. When I say default value, in case of balances mapping, there are theoretically 202 raised to 256 value slots, all pointing to the default 0 value. All pointing to the default 0 value. Given this fact, we already know that mappings do not store a list of keys internally. Here, there is infinite storage space plus the keys are not stored internally. So this makes mapping non-iterable. This makes mapping non-iterable. So by default, every unsigned integer 256 value exists in a mapping with a 0 default. Plus, there is no way of storing list of keys internally, which makes mapping not iterable. So let me just revise this or give you one or two liner answer for why mapping cannot be iterated. First and foremost, the possible combinations, the possible value slots are 10 raised to 77, each pointing to a default 0 value. Secondly, the keys are not stored internally. Third point is mappings are not stored at contiguous memory locations. So this makes mapping non-iterable. Here it is. Mappings store data at locations which are derived by hashing the slot. Now these locations are scattered theoretically infinite storage space, making sequential traversal like in an array impossible. There is no contiguous list of keys or values. Hence mappings are not iterable in Solidity. Hence, mapping are not iterable in Solidity. I hope you would have learned something valuable today and understood why mappings cannot be iterated. If you still have any questions, post your questions in the comment section. I will be more than happy to answer those. Also, please do like, share and subscribe if you find our videos valuable. Thank you.